The most terrifying and mysterious place on Earth lies hidden in a remote corner of the Pacific Ocean, just east of the Philippines. The world knows this place as the Mariana Trench. But in reality, it is a bottomless abyss filled with unimaginable mysteries. Descending into it is like disappearing into endless darkness. Nearly 11,000 meters below the surface, not even a single ray of sunlight can reach this place. If you ever descended that deep, it would feel as if countless invisible giants were crushing your body from every direction. Only a handful of nations have ever dared to enter this terrifying abyss. But recently, one nation has thrown all caution aside and plunged into the deepest parts of this underwater world. Yes, China. They are no longer exploring it just for scientific research. They are sending advanced robots into the deepest parts of the ocean. They are even planning to build permanent bases on the ocean floor. They are also racing to secure the valuable minerals and natural resources hidden beneath the seabed before anyone else. Meanwhile, many Western countries, including the United States, have gradually lost much of their enthusiasm for deep ocean exploration. So the question is, what exactly lies hidden in the depths of the Mariana Trench? What has made China so determined to explore it? Why is China building networks of robotic systems deep beneath the ocean? Let's uncover the answers today. Although the ocean's surface sparkles under the sunlight, the familiar world quickly transforms as you descend deeper. The upper 200 meters of the ocean are filled with sunlight and abundant marine life. But beyond that point, the kingdom of darkness begins. The deeper you go, the faster the light begins to fade. At the same time, the pressure of the water increases to terrifying levels. It feels as though invisible hands are slowly squeezing you from every direction. By the time you reach a depth of 1 kilometer, sunlight disappears completely. And from that point on, a strange and mysterious world begins. Here, many creatures produce their own light to hunt and survive in the darkness. As you descend even deeper, you enter yet another extraordinary zone. Bizarre creatures such as long-armed squid and bloated deep-sea fish thrive under crushing pressure and complete darkness. At around 4,000 meters below the surface begins the Abyssal Zone. In this realm of eternal darkness, the seafloor is blanketed by thick layers of fine sediment. At first glance, it looks like a vast and lifeless desert. Yet beneath those layers lies a record of millions of years of Earth's history. The slow rain of dead plankton, fish remains, and tiny organic particles drifting down from above is known as marine snow. Over countless years, this carbon-rich material has created a vast hidden reservoir beneath the ocean floor. Even so, the severe lack of food means that only a few species can survive here. Occasionally, however, a rare visitor arrives in this silent world. For example, when a whale dies and sinks to the ocean floor, its massive body suddenly becomes the center of an entirely new ecosystem. That ecosystem can survive and flourish for years. This remarkable phenomenon is known as a whale fall. Beyond that, at depths greater than 6,000 meters, begins the realm of the ocean trenches. Reaching this depth means entering a world where the pressure is about 600 times greater than its sea level. At the very bottom lies Challenger Deep, the deepest point of the Mariana Trench. It stretches to a depth of nearly 11,000 meters. Scientists have discovered enormous single-celled organisms and ghostly white shrimp-like creatures living in this extreme environment. The most astonishing fact is that humans have successfully reached the bottom of Challenger Deep and returned only a handful of times. The first successful descent took place in 1960. two courageous explorers, Jacques Picard and Don Walsh, became the first people to reach its depths. The next historic solo dive came in 2012, when acclaimed filmmaker James Cameron descended into Challenger Deep. Later, explorer Victor Vescovo made multiple dives into these extreme depths, further expanding humanity's exploration of Challenger Deep. But in 2020, China made history by sending 3 people to the bottom of the Mariana Trench aboard its manned submersible, Fendouzhe. That mission marked a new milestone in deep-sea exploration. But China didn't stop there. Instead, they accelerated their efforts, pushing even deeper into the ocean. They began developing compact, deep-sea submersibles and autonomous underwater robots. It was as if they were quietly building an entire underwater empire before the rest of the world could even realize it. In 2024, China deployed a robot no larger than a shoebox. The tiny robot independently scanned the seafloor and safely returned to the surface. This demonstrated that missions, once requiring massive and expensive submersibles, could now be carried out by small, autonomous robots. That is why China is now developing large fleets of autonomous robots, each designed for a specific mission. Working together, these robots could silently survey vast areas of the seafloor at a fraction of the cost. But that's not all. China is now planning an even more ambitious project. A project so bold that few other nations have even attempted to imagine it. Because hidden beneath the crushing darkness of the deep ocean lies an invaluable treasure. A treasure filled with natural resources and scientific mysteries yet to be uncovered. Some places down here seem to operate under an entirely different set of rules. A mysterious world that thrives without a single ray of sunlight. Among all these mysteries, one of the most astonishing is methane hydrate. It looks like ordinary ice, yet it burns when exposed to fire. That's why it is often called flammable ice. Scientists believe it could become one of the world's most important energy sources in the future. But this is where the danger begins. If too much disturbance occurs while extracting gas from these frozen deposits, the seafloor could become unstable and even collapse. Or enormous amounts of methane gas could be released all at once. Such a release could have devastating consequences, not only for the oceans, but also for Earth's atmosphere. Then there are the small rock-like objects that contain some of the world's most valuable metals. These are known as polymetallic nodules. They contain critical minerals used to build modern batteries, electric vehicles, and many of tomorrow's advanced technologies. Demand for these materials is expected to grow dramatically in the coming decades, leaving technologically weaker nations even further behind. That is why many countries and major corporations are already focusing their attention on the deep ocean, because beneath the darkness may lie the alternative energy resources of the future. Yes, the deep ocean is slowly becoming the stage for an intense global competition. And in that race, China is advancing at remarkable speed. They are no longer focused solely on exploration. They are also investing in permanent infrastructure and advanced technologies to strengthen their presence on the seafloor and support future operations around valuable resources. Here, simply reaching the deep ocean is no longer enough. The real competition is about how deep a nation can operate and how capable and sustained its presence can become. The countries investing in science and technology today may hold a significant advantage in deep-sea operations in the future. Meanwhile, many countries, including the United States, are falling behind in this race. Their budgets are shrinking, their interest is declining, and China has used that opportunity to move far ahead. It can now be said that China is among the leading nations competing for dominance in the deep ocean. But the story doesn't end there. Much of the modern world's communication infrastructure lies beneath the oceans. Millions of kilometers of submarine cables stretch across the ocean floor. These cables carry the internet, international banking transactions, and even military communications. Although they appear strong, these undersea cables are surprisingly fragile. A single ship's anchor or a fishing trawler's net can accidentally damage or sever one of these critical cables. A disruption could affect global communications on a massive scale. And this is where China drew global attention in 2025 with a remarkable technological demonstration. It unveiled a cable repair robot capable of locating undersea cables thousands of meters below the surface. Reports also suggested that such a system could potentially be capable of cutting cables if designed or used for that purpose. However, there is no verified evidence that China has intentionally used such technology to cut undersea cables. Even the possibility has raised serious concerns among major world powers. Because if control over these vital undersea cables were ever compromised, global communications, commerce, and security could be severely disrupted. That is why the deep ocean is no longer viewed as a place for scientific research alone. It has become a new arena of strategic competition and geopolitical influence. Who ultimately gains the advantage in this competition will depend on the decisions made today. The very depths that humanity once feared may now hold the key to the future. But if any single nation were to monopolize the power, information, control, and resources hidden beneath the seafloor, the consequences would extend far beyond its own borders. The entire human civilization would bear the cost. You, me, and every person on this planet would ultimately share the consequences of that mistake.